guys, welcome to the Everett Silver Show. We have exciting guests as we do every week, and so I want to thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm always bringing it to you, so thanks so much for staying in tune with us. Stay connected. You're watching the Everett Silver Show.
Hi, Everett. Good morning.
Good morning, Katrina. Thank you so much for doing the show. What a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Well, folks, I'm telling you, we're no stranger to the Black Ink crew there at Compton. I'm telling you, I have Katrina Jackson, known as Kat. And Kat, let's talk about, Black Ink crew. I'm telling you, y'all doing some great things. Talk about this season.
So I'm really, really excited for this big return. It's to be the first time that the viewer gets to see me in a few years. And I'm now on the West Coast and I own my own shop. So it's an introduction to that. We're coming in on the back half of the season. So people are just now going to be able to meet the crew and see a little bit of what we got going on.
I always like to talk about, from the entrepreneur's perspective, and particularly from the woman's perspective, how much of this have just you longed for this for quite some time?
Yes, absolutely. I've been tattooing over 12 years now. So people got to see a little bit of me opening up my own business just from what I put out there on social media. But to now have the television platform again, come and see everything that I've accomplished, and to be the first female lead of this franchise is just mind blowing. I'm going to take this and run with it. And I'm really, really excited to be the one to do it.
I know there are times I've seen, show on different levels. Talk about the relationship things. Talk about sometimes the ups and downs, and just trying to stay focused in all that chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the main thing when it comes to this show. It's a tattoo show at the end of the day, and I'm very, very passionate about my craft and what I do. So that everything else is a part of life, like your relationships, the ups and downs, your coworkers, the ups and downs of opening a business, of dealing with employees and other coworkers. Like it's all, that's what's real. That's what makes it reality television, being transparent and showing that. So I'm excited for people to see that. And at the end of the day, like, I know that we all do amazing tattoos and no one can take that away from us. So we would be, lying if we didn't show all the ups and downs that come with it. It's not all glitz and glam all the time.
Well, Kat, I got to tell you, all the stuff that you're doing from a philanthropist, social media influencer, entrepreneur, paint. You're doing so. When you get to last question, say for instance, just your artistry itself, and you're trying to just give that tattoo somebody wants, what goes through your mind while you're doing it and your pride in doing that?
You mean like with the tattoo? Like when it actually comes to
your work? Yeah. Once the finished product and you look at it, you look back and say, is that all right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've come a long way from doing $10 tattoos in my dorm room, but I've stayed pushed in. I've elevated myself. And I think Beverly Hills is like top of the top. So now I know that my work speaks for itself and people are paying top dollar for it. So it's a good feeling when you finish that tattoo. It's like, man, like you see people cry tears of joy after they look in the mirror and see that piece that they've, saved up to fly to California to come to Enigma and get this tattoo by Kat. Every piece that I do is a reflection of the work that I put into my career. So that's the passion behind what I do as a tattoo artist.
Well, I tell you, Kat, just congratulations on the show. Congratulations on things that you're doing. Folks, you got to make sure you catch Black Ink Crew Compton, baby. New episodes Mondays, 9 p.m. on VH1. I have the wonderful Katrina. We call her Kat Tat, better known as Kat Jackson, been with us. Thanks so much for doing the show, Kat.
Thank you again for having me.
You're so welcome. Bye-bye.
Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning into the Everett Silver Show. Stay tuned. Don't turn that dial because we got more exciting guests right here on the Everett Silver Show. Be back in a moment.
Okay, y'all said that too nice now, David and man. What I need to expect, man? You guys been too nice to me already. I was playing.
You know, I had my coffee-ish.
Yeah, we're
You
starting to
know,
feel good now, buddy. We're starting to feel good. You can feel good too.
There you go. Well, guys, I want to welcome everybody to the show. Listen, folks, the Real World Homecoming, New Orleans. I caught up with a couple of the stars. David Tokyo Broom and also Matt Smith is with us. And guys, you got to talk about this new show, man, because it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. Thanks, Everett. It's exciting in a unique way because our first show, which aired in 2000, that was before reality TV became a thing. So each of us, the 7 of us, you know, as the story goes, 7 strangers picked to live in a mansion. We went in with the pure intention to meet new people and to experience different lives because reality TV wasn't a thing. You know, it was more of what we did was like a social experiment. So to come back all the wiser, and I think with bigger hearts and more love and compassion, there's a richness to this, even though it's raw, there's a richness to this season as you see people struggle through hurt and through pain and to find forgiveness and love, something we really never got on MTV and we certainly don't get in most of the world today. So I think there's some soul to this that will really surprise people.
Well, I got to tell you, I watched some of the trailers, and I tell you, you know, there's going to be some interesting things as well going on, man, between relationships, what's happening. Talk about that aspect.
Tokyo?
well, with the relationships, I mean, here's the thing. It's you never stay still or you stay in the same spot as far as your growth personally. And then when you mix 6 other people, 7 people total, we're all moving in our own lights, moving on our own path. So somehow, some way, through our experience of being together and knowing that no one else in the world, in the universe, has the experience of us being together in New Orleans and going through this, we have to somehow find a path for each other. Even though we're on our own light, even though we're on our own destinations, we have to find a way to love each other through it all. And I think that was the main thing. And I think that's why we're all together. That's why we all came together, all 7 of us.
Well, I got to tell you, I love the camaraderie. One way, I mean, you guys have been there. You talk about, just the, what you got cooking up, and then to be there, just back again, giving that second chance. What are second chances sometimes doing something you thought you should have did the first time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so second chances are unique because you're wiser, right? You're wiser. And, we're all in our 40s that people have the first impression of us, which was real, but that was all us when we were kids. And now to have a second chance, of course, there's risk with it. Like there's risk to put your life in the hands of editors for reality show. There's risk to be reunited with people and to confront when you've hurt someone. And to listen if you've hurt someone. Like there's risk there, but there's also risk in not doing this. There's that wondering, I wonder how they're doing today. I wonder whatever happened to, that we have not seen each other in 22 years. So I think the gritty love that we have for each other, the scrappy love that we have for each other, helped each of us take that risk because, our hearts are big. Even if we're not all the same people, we make very different decisions then. Between and even on the show, we make very different decisions. But there's a connection there that I hope, even if it's raw, can be inspiring to people.
Yep.
And then, David, I was thinking in terms of, man, what better way to do it? Because I know you mentioned Tokyo, but this is New Orleans this time, correct?
This is what you said. It's New Orleans.
Yeah, we filmed in New Orleans, Real World New Orleans.
Right.
And we all love that city. And it was good to come back, even after the city's been through a lot, hurricanes. Right. And I mean, that's the thing to understand about this is that 22 years does a lot to 7 people, but it does a lot to a city. And that was a unique part of our story. We actually visit some really intense realities of New Orleans. I think, Everett, you were teasing about some drama that you see, but later in the series, there's some really profound discussions about the city of New Orleans and understanding the story of that city and the people who live there. We were kind of visitors and we're always related to it, but to have compassion for people who suffered through those 22 years. Again, this is a grown-up show. This is not a show about teenagers, for teenagers. This is 40-year-olds grappling with some really, intense, real stuff. Like this is raw, Everett. This is not us being perfect, like all of us do on
Mhm.
social media. This is my perfect life. These are my perfect words, and I can delete a tweet when I feel like it. That's not
Yeah.
what this is. This is very
Yeah.
raw, and I think there's something unique about that.
And that's what I think makes the show really powerful. Now, Dave, I got to ask you this before I let you go, man. I'm sure you get this question all the time, man. Talk about the band you wear across your head, man. What's that significance, man?
The
Hold on.
headband, Tokyo. Talk about your sweatband.
Well, I mean, I'm an 80s kid. Back in the day, basketball players used to wear it all the time. And it makes me feel comfortable. It's where my power is. And I really love it. I'm not sure if you can hear me. There's a lot of construction and stuff going on, even with my windows closed. But I just love the feel of it. And plus, when it keeps my mind together, the 10% that I use.
Yeah, what he's not telling you is LeBron James gave that to him after a game. So it has nothing to do with what he said, but that's LeBron's. Yeah, we know it. We've seen it before. There's
Yeah,
an
LeBron's
NBA
looking at me.
logo.
Yeah, he's like, good one. Keep it going.
Yeah. Love that song, Tokyo. Here's my do-rag. Here's my sweatband.
I love it, man. Listen, guys, make sure you got to know the Real World Homecoming New Orleans debuts April the 20th, guys, on Paramount Plus. What a wonderful privilege to talk to David Tokyo Broom and also Matt Smith. Guys, thanks for doing the show.
All right. God bless you, Everett.
Thank you so much.
You too, man. You're welcome, man. Bye-bye.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. Be back in a moment.
Hi, Everett.
Hi, Everett.
Thank you so much for doing the show. A pleasure to have you.
Pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
So welcome. Well, folks, based on the #1 kids podcast, Wild in the World, comes with a new book, Wild in the Wild, talking about the amazing world of animals. And I have the host as well as the authors, Mindy Thomas and Guy Raz is here with us. And I guess I'll start with Mindy because, Mindy, I'm from D.C. and you're not too far. I think you're from Northern Virginia. So, hey, homegirl, talk about this new book and the exciting things that's going on.
Oh, yeah. So Wow in the Wild is kind of a field trip through the animal kingdom guided by Guy and I. And on every page, it's just exploding with wildlife. And we want this book to feel alive to you. So our amazing illustrator, Jack Teagle, took our ideas and our words and he really brought them to life with color and illustration on these pages. You'll find information about animals told through comic panels and fake magazine spreads and pretend comic book covers to explore the monsters of the deep. There's so many fun ways that you're going to be learning about animals through this book, and we're really proud of it.
And then, Guy, I know both of you guys are family. You have children. I know you want to take the readers through a hilarious moment. When you're creating, do you have that in mind because you know you've had some hilarious things happen with your own kids?
Absolutely. I mean, we're trying what we try to do with everything we make, Everett, is to make science fun and accessible and inspiring, but most importantly, funny. And it's not just for kids, it's for the grown-ups around them too. So whether it's our podcast, Wow in the World, or this book, Wow in the Wild, it's really designed to be read on multiple levels. You know, we want a kid to be able to open up any page of this book and learn about wombat poop. And now that sounds silly, but poop is real science. You can learn a lot about an animal, and the fact that a wombat poops in cubes is both funny and it's real science. But we also have pages that are a wink and a nod to parents. Like we have a whole section called mammals, they're just like us. Something that you might see in Us Weekly magazine, you know, celebrities, stars, they're just like us. And we do those things because we want to make sure that both the kids and the grownups around them are engaged around this content. It's real hard science, but it's told in a way that's meant to be fun and funny and inspiring. And hopefully we'll get kids really excited about animals.
Well, I got to tell you, I have a copy, and I tell you, I have kids as well as, you know, we've been flipping through and learning. I like how it's just fact-filled and we're highly anticipated, you know, journey through what the animal kingdom life is, right, Mindy? And so, you know, talk about the research, though, you put into this type of book.
Yeah, we did a ton of research in this book. Everything, we have source notes in the back. We have a bibliography, recommended reading. We know that back matter is really important, especially when we're sharing this information, we want to make sure that everything is well researched, well fact checked. So I hope that the kids will laugh and learn, but librarians might also love it too. There's
Yep.
something.
And then, Guy, any last minute things you want to talk about? Because, man, Wild in the World, I tell you, you got to know, guys, it is exciting. I love the illustration as well. It's very colorful. Any last minute things, Guy, you want to add?
I want to say one really amazing fact, Everett, because a friend of mine just had a baby, a human baby. And, you know, we human babies, we take 15 to 18 months before we can walk. Now imagine a giraffe, the tallest land creature, the tallest animal on Earth. That animal, a baby giraffe, can not only walk, but can run at full speed within 1 hour of being born. It's absolutely amazing if you think about it. And there's a reason why, because that animal has to survive. And those miracles happen around our planet every single day.
Well, I got to tell everybody, Wild in the Wild, the amazing world of animals. Guys, you can get it available anywhere books are sold, even right now. Make sure you go out and get a copy, as I have. I want to thank Mindy Thomas, Guy Raz, for being here with us. Guys, Mindy and Guy, thank you so much for doing the show. What a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you so
Everett.
much.
You're so welcome.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
Everett, Rusty Fairwood, Clark Fairwood.
Rusty Clark, thank you so much for doing the show. And also, I believe we got Grammy-winning country music star Pam Tillis is with us. And guys, I want to thank you guys so much for doing the show.
Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, let's talk about now, I guess when you think in terms of, I guess, quirky and new comedy series, you know, everybody's talking about, follows kind of the, you know, explores Rusty and Clark Fairwood. Let's talk about Fairwood. And I guess, Rusty, I'll start with you.
Well, our brand new show, Fairwood, debuted yesterday on Crackle. It's got comedy and music and colorful, and it's got love and adventure and mystery and food.
And you know what? There's even some bad guys.
You say even some bad guys. Now, Clark, who is he talking about?
Well, we have a television show with wonderful musical guests on every segment, but an evil corporation, an evil global corporation has come into our town and is trying to take over the town of East Plains.
So luckily we have a great town with very colorful, nice people. And us being as charismatic as we are, we're able to kind of get the town together and give those bad guys a run for their money.
And I was going to say, Pam, you're a country-winning music star. Tell me how your role and just being a part of the show makes a difference.
Well, I figure it needed a feminine touch, right? And needed a mom to keep everybody in line, you know, because if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. So I wonder, I end up in East Plains. My daughter and I are famous country music singers. And we're hiding out from the press. The press is hounding us a little bit, and you'll find out why when you tune in. But I end up falling in love with the town and the characters, and so I find out I'm a small town girl at heart, which I am.
Now, Rusty and Clark, one of you guys talk about how do these characters develop, and you know, when we think in terms of what Fairwood, just talk about these characters. How do they develop?
Well, we're just your average small town entertainers. And I think, you know, if you're going to be an entertainer, every inch of you ought to be entertaining. We kind of came equipped with guitars at birth. We made some records, wrote some songs.
Next thing you know, we're on a TV show. But before we got on TV, we had to get these awesome clothes. And we were up in the attic, found our grandfather's preaching clothes. And what do you know? They fit us like a glove. Clark boys.
I love it. I love it because you guys now, because Fairwood kind of talks about, you talking about storytelling. You guys also, I know many people know you as award-winning artist Steve Richard and Tim Mullen, but your character is now Rusty and Clark. How important is just what you're doing now, telling a story and what we've come to learn?
Well, I think living in East Plains is the most important thing we've ever done. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. You want to make sure that you go to the Waffleteria when you come to East Plains.
We're all about waffles, as you can tell. And you also meet the folks of East Plains there. They're great folks into family values. I think you'd fit right in.
When I go to the Waffleteria, I get the waffle on a stick.
Well, I tell you, it sounds like, Pam, they're making us a little hungry there. There's so many things that happen. But you also, you've been an actress. You've done some stuff before. How has this been different for you, Pam?
Well, I have not done a comedy before. So
Okay.
it's really fun. I've seen watching the first season, I think there's definitely, it's going to be interesting to see where it all goes. I mostly sing and I mostly tour, and the acting thing is very much a sideline for me. But I always get into it 100%. And there's a great ensemble, not just Rusty and Clark, but some of the other people on board are really talented actors and actresses. And so they in improvisation they call it play to the yes. And when I found out that it was a kind of a upbeat and left to center kind of comedy, I thought that sounded intriguing with a lot of family fun. I'm like, well, that sounds right up my alley. So we'll see where it goes second season, but so far it's been a blast.
Well, I tell you, I have just enjoyed having you guys on the show, as well as folks. I want to make sure Fairwood, you can see all 6 episodes. So it's going to be available streaming exclusively on Crackle, I believe. And I want to thank Grammy-winning country music star Pam Tillis, along with award-winning recording artist Steve Richard and Tim Mullen, who basically are known as the Fairwood brothers, Rusty and Clark Fairwood. Guys, thank you so much for doing the show. What a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Come see us on FairwoodBrothers.com.
More guests coming your way. Don't touch that dial. I'll be back in a moment.
Hi, Everett.
Joanne, always a pleasure to have my friend on the show. How are you doing? Thank you for doing it as well.
Thanks for having me. Good to be with you.
You're so welcome. Well, folks, April is the month to celebrate the planet, and shopping and refurbish is one of the best ways to do it. And not only is it good, I guess, for the earth, but it's also a wallet. If you are new to buying, new, like there are some of us, out here that know to give some peace of mind. So I have the wonderful Joanne Butler is with us, and she got to tell us, so should we know about shopping refurbished?
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, it's not only good for the environment, but it's good for your wallet because it reduces harmful waste by extending the life of products, In fact, the EPA says buying a refurbished desktop computer displaces the energy used to charge more than 30,000 smartphones. A refurbished TV, around 360 miles driven in a car. So it's, it's kind of amazing. And the place to shop refurbished tech is eBay Refurbished because they have a huge selection of quality, like new products, really deep discounts on premium brands, Apple, Samsung, Acer. And they have tablets and smartwatches, laptops, desktops, smartphones, you name it, they have it. And eBay Refurbished is a place you can trust. Really high quality is guaranteed. Rigorous program standards. All of their items are backed with 1 or 2 year warranties and eBay's money back guarantee. So there's really no sacrificing quality or peace of mind, when you want to save a few bucks. And their whole goal is not only, to meet but exceed your expectations. That's why I love them. And now they have different condition grades too, which is even greater. Certified refurbished, excellent, very good, and good. So there's even more options that fit, you know, any need and budget. Let me show you some things. This is a 13.5-inch Acer Chromebook. It has an Intel processor, 8 gigs, super powerful. It retails for $699. eBay certified refurbished condition, meaning it's pristine, it's like new. It's $599.99, and it comes with a 2-year warranty. This is the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 with 5G. It's in excellent condition, like new, all the bells and whistles. It's $399.99. That's a savings of $200, and it comes with a 1-year warranty. This is the Garmin Fenix 6 Pro smartwatch with GPS, originally $699.99. Certified refurbished condition, it's $449.99. That's a savings of $250, has a 2-year warranty. And then here we have the Apple iPhone 12 minis, exact same product, Everett, but 2 different conditions. One's in excellent condition, it's $409.95, which is more than $300 off retail. And this one is the very good condition, meaning it has some minimal wear. But honestly, I did not know see a difference between the two, but it's $399.95. So, you know, it's a really, you know, some great value where you might not even notice a difference, you know. So get some amazing deals. Go to ebay.com/eBayRefurbished. Right now you'll get an extra 15% off all eBay refurbished purchases if you use the code refurbished15. You can also grab that coupon code by heading to ebay.com/eBayRefurbished. So, you know, get out there and get shopping, Everett.
I'm trying to tell you, and I love you. Always brings us a deal. Joanne Butler, it's always a pleasure. Again, she told us to go to ebay.com/eBay for refurbished for all of your tech needs. Again, also founder of Life Minute TV. Thanks, Joanne. Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Everett. Always
You're
good
welcome.
to talk to you, too.
Okay,
Seems like forever is coming. I can't believe it's happening to me. Wanting to sing, get the song.